The smell was terrible. These are the words that I remember my mom and my aunties telling me about my grandmother's experience during World War II. You see, my grandmother was just 16 years old when the Japanese Imperial Army attacked Guam the day after the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 8th, 1941. My grandmother was a young and attractive chamarita, a term used to describe women and girls on island. And my great-grandparents, Nana and Tata, had a farm, and the Japanese soldiers would often frequent there for food. Now, at the time, my great-grandmother had heard of the atrocities that the Japanese soldiers were doing to the women and girls in an attempt to make my grandmother undesirable. My great-grandmother would cover my grandmother from head to toe in chicken manure and mud, making her smell, making her dirty, making her unattractive. And many other women and girls on island would also make themselves look sickly in an attempt to make themselves undesirable. And what were these atrocities that my great-grandmother and so many others were afraid of? Slavery, sexual slavery. These women and girls were made to be comfort women for the Japanese soldiers. Now, comfort women comes from the Japanese word yanfu, which is a euphemism for prostitutes. Now, these women and girls were forced into sexual slavery to be comfort women. And during the long 30 months of the Japanese occupied Guam, there were 5 known houses to house comfort women. 3 in Hagatna, which today is the island's capital, 1 in Anigua, and 1 in Sasa near Pidi. Initially, these women and girls were promised things like medicine and food and security, things that they desperately wanted for those that they loved and for themselves. But these were lies and tricks. They were deceived. They didn't get these things, and instead they were forced to have sex day after day after day. Now, fast forward to 2009 when Guam established a law against human trafficking, and in 2011 when Sungja Cha, a bar owner on Guam, a woman in her 70s, was sentenced to life in prison for trafficking women and a girl. Now, the headlines in the newspapers were speaking of the case. And as a young student, I felt called to action. And so we held a forum. We planned for weeks and broadcasted it and let folks know about it and opened it to the general public and held it on campus at the University of Guam. It was a forum on human trafficking with a special emphasis on sex trafficking in Guam and Micronesia. And we wanted the world to know that, yes, it is here too. And we wanted the general public to know that there was something that we could do, that we could take part in this fight against human trafficking. Be part of this fight with me. Suzu Usmasi, thank you.